Things could be worse. Deidre, your life is great. You need to be grateful. You need to be grateful for every little thing, because that could be you. That could be you needing something to eat. That could be you asking for a handout. God has been good to you. But in order for him to continue to bless you, you need to come up off your high horse, because it's too tall for you to ride apparently. Put it in the stall where it belongs, lock it up, and don't get back on it. Today's topic is gratitude and being grateful. And instead of complaining, being actually grateful for every little thing that you have. Now, it's very easy not to feel grateful when you feel like nothing is ever going your way, or no matter what you're trying to go after, you just can't never seem to get it. And heaven forbid if you're on the outside looking in and you see someone else who has things that you only wish that you can have, and all you want to do is just sit back and have a pity party on yourself and wondering why they get to have these things and you don't. This is why practicing gratefulness is very important. In order for you to become the person that you really want to be in life, you have to first begin to be grateful for even the little things that you do have. You need to count all of your blessings, recognize what is a blessing, because sometimes we feel like the smallest of things are not a blessing. Well, I don't have much of this. Well, I don't have much of that. And oh, I hear what you're saying, but it's very easy for you to say, practice gratefulness and just be happy with what you got. But you're not living in my shoes. You have no idea what I'm going through. I get that. And I know a lot of you are looking at me right now and thinking just that. But everything that I'm telling you, it is in fact true. You have to first start being grateful for all the things that you have in order to receive anything that God has planned for you. Some of you may not believe that, and that is okay. When it comes to gratefulness, you will also begin to believe it to be true. If you appreciate everything that you have, your life will begin to change. And I'm sure that the things that I'm saying today won't register with a lot of people, because a lot of you just are determined to stay in the situation or in the mentality that you're in today. Some of you are probably thinking right now, well, I wish that I could be grateful, but I have so little. Well, you know what? If you continue to think that way, you will always be in that position. So I'm going to give you a little story of how I came to be in LA and what happened to me. Just a little taste of a story so you can kind of get a glimpse of what I mean by practicing gratefulness and how it can actually change the trajectory of what's going on in your life at that present moment. So when I first moved to LA, all plans didn't go as expected. Well, we didn't have many carved in stone plans in the first place. But we thought we did. And when I moved here, I realized quickly that things were going south. You see, before I came here, I lived in Houston, Texas, in Webster, down by the Bay Mall on the way to the beach. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom suite apartment. The rooms were pretty large, and I loved my place. I absolutely loved my place. And the reason why I moved here, that's another story for another time. But I knew that when I came here, that things would be different. Of course I did. I knew that the rent was going to be higher. I knew that a lot of stuff that I didn't experience in Texas or in Florida or any of the other places I've lived, I knew I wouldn't experience those here. Things would be totally different. And I was okay with that. But I wasn't expecting things to go in the way in which it did. Once I got here, as I said, when plans didn't go as expected, I had to take an emergency stop. And that's what I call my place, which is the place that I still live today. But at first, it was considered an emergency stop. And it is a 1-bedroom, one-bath apartment. Now, I didn't need more than that at the time, and I still don't need more than that now. But I was used to having more than that. As a matter of fact, I was used to having more than a 2-bedroom. But now I'm down to a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. But it was harder for me to get a place to stay than I thought it would be. See, normally I could go from one place to the next and just apply really quick and I'm in. So I tried to apply for places here before I even came. And I learned very quickly that most of the people here, they're not going to answer calls from people out of town inquiring about a place to live, because they feel like you're not going to actually move here to stay in the first place. So you have to actually come here first. And all of the searching, at first it seemed like it was all in vain. And trust me, I did have moments where I thought that maybe I should make a U-turn and head out of here. I still had time. I could have still moved back to my place, but God stepped in and gave me a place to stay. So next I needed to start practicing gratefulness and just be happy with what I got. But remember now, this is something that I was not used to at the moment. Culture shock had taken its place, seeing the homelessness, the people on the streets, and all of these different things. Everything was affecting me in a negative way. In order for me to get to a place mentally where I needed to be so that I don't leave and I do stay, because I knew in order for me to have come here, there had to be a bigger reason. I needed to get myself together. And I mean, I needed to get myself together bad. And that place of regret has started to sink in, and I mean, it was sinking in real deep. But God, He opened my eyes to what I should actually be focusing on. There was a plan for me here, and I was stepping all over it with my less than desired mentality. So I had to get past that in order to move on and be able to continue to live here. The way I was acting and the way I was carrying on, it couldn't have been pleasing to God. I can only imagine Him saying, "What are you upset about? Are you not happy with where I've placed you at the moment? Do you think I didn't know what I was doing when I placed you here? I wouldn't place more on you than you can handle. And you know this because I have always carried you and I have protected you. So what are you upset about?" I can only imagine, because I felt it in my soul. And I had to tell myself, "Deetra, get it together. It is not as bad as you are trying to pan it out to be. So what if you now have a smaller place? So what if you have lesser amounts of rooms? Who cares? You shouldn't care. It's less for you to dust, less for you to care for. What you need to start doing is being grateful for what you have." And I needed to start taking the time out to count all of my blessings. And once my eyes were open, I can now walk the streets. And instead of me being in dread because I see something I don't want to see, and it adds all this doom and gloom in my heart, so I hurry up and go back home and stay isolated, because I prefer to be in the house than be outside, because I know probably on the next couple of blocks over it's going to be someone laying on the sidewalk. Now I look at it in the way I should look at it. Things could be worse. Deetra, your life is great. You need to be grateful. You need to be grateful for every little thing, because that could be you. That could be you needing something to eat. That could be you asking for a handout. God has been good to you. But in order for Him to continue to bless you, you need to come up off your high horse, because it's too tall for you to ride apparently. Put it in the stall where it belongs, lock it up, and don't get back on it. You need to learn how to appreciate all the things that you have, even down to the smallest. So if you're not grateful, I need you to know, because I've learned this for myself, you will most definitely cut off all blessings that are coming your way. Don't think that you won't. Just to even sit around and gloom about how I wish I had. All you're saying is that this is what I have and this is always what I'll have. This is what I am and this is what I'll always be. Put a smile on your face, start meaning it from the depths of your soul, and be grateful for everything that you have. The more grateful you are, the more He'll bless you. So why don't you try that? Try being grateful. Your place is not as large as you hoped it to be. Still be grateful for what you have, because you could be on the street. Your kids probably sleep in the same room. Everybody wants their own space. In time, they'll get it, because you have blessings coming your way. You need a car, your car's broken down. Do you have a job? Be grateful for that. Be grateful for whoever is allowing you, or whoever is taking you to work or allowing you to use their ride. Do you have extra money to where you can rent a vehicle? Be grateful for that. All of these things are things that we should take into account when it comes to thinking about how blessed we are. So this week, every day, get up and realize God is taking care of you. You have internet. You can watch me right now. Come on. You know you blessed. Be grateful and practice gratitude every single day. And watch how it changes your life. And until next time, thank you so much for watching Motivational Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day.